Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another video. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Tonight's video is going to be a bit of a discussion video really, and you guys can let me know in the comments section what you think about all of this. Because recently we've spoken about AI and spoken about the different laws that might be coming in and then won't be coming in because there was such an uproar from artists saying that we don't want to have our music taken to be fed to AI without our permission. Now, what I do get a lot of emails, and I've received an increasing amount of emails that are to do with AI, but also people sending me their songs. So generally what happens is people will send me their AI song and they'll say, "Hi Phil, I'm not musically inclined at all, but I have created this song with AI and I want to get your feedback on it because I want to know whether it can be a hit or not. And for interest or for reference, here are the prompts that I gave the AI." So then they've given me a list of the prompts that they've given in order to make the song, or should I say for AI to create this song. And what I want to do in this video is explain to people who might be doing this what they are actually doing, because I think they're under the impression that they've written a hit song or a potential hit, and this is why they're contacting me about it, because they're almost amazed that, wow, I could do this. Like, I just wrote in these words and now this song is something that might be a huge hit and I'll be a millionaire. And I don't know how you tour the world with it other than pressing play on an MP3 player or at the desk and then just pointing at the desk, because you won't be able to play any instruments or sing. And you won't even know the chord progression. You don't know the notes that are being played, but that is apparently your song and you created it. So let's now explain this in real terms. When you create an AI song, it's very much like saying to NASA, okay, I want you to build me a rocket that can go to the moon. And I want the rocket that can go to the moon to have a Pegasus on the side, and I want it to be purple. And you can start labeling all the things you want to have inside. I want to have like a kitchen worktop that I can eat from and all these different things. So NASA then go away and the mechanics and everyone who knows what they're doing, the rocket scientists, they build it and they give it to you. And then you say, wow, I can't believe that I made this rocket. Of course, NASA would say, no, you didn't make it. You told us what you wanted and we made it. So when you're giving AI prompts, you're not making anything. You're not creating anything. It's being done for you. So when you get the product, you haven't made that. That's been made by something, but more accurately, someone else. So now this is where things get really interesting, because you now have a product that is potentially somebody else's song, somebody else's melody, somebody else's voice, or somebody else's guitar playing, instrumental playing. It can be anything that has been fed to AI. So what AI is not something that's creating original material and magically coming up with it. It's using other musicians and other songs that it's heard, all of these different melodies and chord progressions. It's using all of that to then come up with a song. So, for example, if I had AI and I said to it, create a song that is a country song, it's mid-tempo, and it's about a guy going to a bar and falling out with his girlfriend and all this kind of stuff, what would AI say? It would say nothing unless it had been fed songs and topics that were exactly about what I'm saying, the prompts. So AI doesn't know anything until you feed it information. And what it's being fed is potentially and undoubtedly copyright material. So taking another view of it, let's say that I've got AI and I feed AI singers' voices that are all auto-tuned. If I just give it 100 voices, 100 songs that are auto-tuned, and then I ask AI to come up with a vocal of a particular song or a particular melody, guess what it's going to produce? It's going to produce a voice that is calibrated to A440 because that's what auto-tune is. That's all it knows. It's not inventing stuff itself. It's repeating what it is being fed. And this is why now when people type in, even for images like a particular famous actor, it will provide an image of that actor. Does it magically know what the actor looks like having not been fed the actor's image? No, it needs to know what the actor looks like first to then reproduce that image. It's a reproduction. So it's not doing something. It can't know what anyone looks like without being fed that information. Hence why it can't know what a song is unless it's been fed a song. And what lyrical content is unless it's been fed lyrical content. So anyway, getting back to the point, it means that if you have written a song with AI, you are subject to potentially a future lawsuit where what AI has fed you is owned by the copyright owner. And you might not even know this artist. They might be huge in a country that you have never been to or you've never even heard of. But they might have a very famous song that's got the same melody that AI has fed you because it's learnt from that particular song. And that's just the one that happens to match your prompts. So this means that the person who has created this song with AI uploads it and makes it available for purchase on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, just all of the stores ever. And then a few years down the line, they might start getting quite big and make quite a few sales. And they get a message from someone saying, you're using my song, that's my melody and those are my chords. And then the person can say, oh, but I didn't know that. I used AI to create it. And the person that owns the song isn't going to care. They're going to say, well, I'm going to take you to court because you've used my melody and it is copyright. And the person using AI, this is the problem, that they are clueless. So people using AI, I think a lot of people are clueless as to what they're doing, that they're potentially breaching copyright with every artist in the world because AI has taken so much that governments should not have allowed it to go so far as it has already. It's already gone too far, where it's taken people's music that didn't agree for that to be taken. So it means that, yeah, in the future, just for the recreational, I was going to say musician, but not even that, just somebody who doesn't have any musical talent or interest in music at all can now create a song, and they might think that it's going to be huge. They release it and then they get sued. And, you know, they could lose everything just because they've created something with AI. So this is why when people email me, I've felt obligated now to make this video. So for those people that have emailed me with their AI songs, I'd say be really careful with what you're doing. If you're a professional musician and you're using AI, even just for parts of a song, I think it is so risky because you don't know what you're being fed. AI is not an original musician. It's not creating stuff itself from its own mind, from its own intellectual property. It's not its property. It's using other people's property. So to try and give a hypothetical situation to demonstrate what is actually going on, and it's not even really hypothetical, this is exactly what's going on. You've got AI in the middle here, this mysterious thing that it is. It's not mysterious at all, but we've got it in the middle. We've got somebody over here who isn't a musician, doesn't have any knowledge, but wants to create a song. So they put in prompts and they say to AI, this is what I want. And it has to include this, that, and the other. AI now looks at all the songs it's been fed over here that are copyright and that are various bands and artists' songs. And it says, oh, a song about that. That song is about that. So I'll take that. And there you go. There's that bit about the song. What else have we got? Oh, the same song has a guitar solo in. So I'll take that out and put that in there. And then AI is going, right, what else? Oh, we need a vocal. So, oh, that song is about that. So we'll take that. And there you go. So this person from AI is getting multiple pieces of songs that AI has been fed. But AI is doing that with no accountability. It doesn't care. AI isn't self-aware. It doesn't care what it's doing. It's just been programmed to do that. Now, whether the developers of AI should have been, held to account for what they were doing, absolutely. But it's already gone too far. This is the problem, that people in government don't understand AI. They don't understand what it is, first of all, but they don't understand how quickly it moves. And in order for them to get their heads around it, if they knew how it worked, they would have said, well, you can't do that. You can't take lots of other people's songs and just give that to someone for them to then release as their own song, because that's a breach of copyright. That is highly illegal. That's the whole point of the copyright law, is to stop this from happening. But the excuse is, oh yeah, but it's AI. No, it isn't. You developed AI. The people that created AI were making it knowing exactly how it worked, that it has to use other people's material to then produce that for somebody else. I think ultimately the problem is that at the level of government and legislation and having laws that deal with AI, the people who are writing the laws don't understand AI. They need somebody to explain to them what it is, because they see it as this entity. But it's not. It's really simple, actually, how it works. So, it's already gone too far, but government need to understand it. I've even seen producers, really well-known producers who have been in the industry for 50 years, who are talking about AI, and even they don't really understand what it is and how it works. And they're talking about it as if, this is how it has to be policed, and this is what we need to do, and this is what should happen. But what they're saying is probably relevant 10 years ago. They don't understand how far it's moved on and how quickly it's moving now, that what you're saying, in order to implement that, you're 10 years too late. We've gone past that point. It is past the point of no return, pretty much, because all the information has already been given to AI. Government would have to say, right, we're putting a stop to AI and any site that uses AI in order to make music or even images. And they'd have to say, we need to police what's going on here so that AI is only ever producing something that is based on royalty-free material. And when you think about it, the example that I gave earlier of a celebrity and their likeness, AI has got to be fed that to begin with to even know what that person looks like. The photos it's being fed, do they have permission from the photographers to use that? And have they got the permission of the celebrity to use their likeness to feed AI, to build their AI model? I guarantee you they haven't. So we know that AI is not learning from royalty-free material. And by the way, royalty-free means that a company might employ a musician, for example, to do them 100 riffs or 100 sound bites that then they can bundle with their software. Say, for example, editing software. So you might have somebody who's editing their video together and they want a particular soundtrack or something that fits a particular mood. There will be songs within the software where Final Cut Pro 10, for example, have paid the musician to make those riffs and make those songs or sound bites. So the artist has been paid, and that's the agreement. And they say, yes, you can pay me that amount of money and then you can use my riffs as much as you like and people can use it in their projects because I've been paid. That's how that works. The laws as they are, what should have happened is AI should have gone to musicians and said, can we pay you to play different songs, play different riffs, and we will pay you for that. And now we have royalty-free material that AI can learn from so that whatever it produces is a reproduction of something that has been paid for, and the musicians, the artists, have agreed to that in the first place. So when they hear their music being used, they're not all of a sudden going to say, oh, hang on, you're using my riff, you're using my vocal without permission, because they know they've given permission. So that's how AI should have worked if it had been policed and if government knew how it worked. But that wasn't the case, and this is why we're in the mess that we are now. That the only way that you can get a handle on it and stop it is to literally stop every site. But it's so far gone now. I don't know whether that's even possible for government to do that. But I mean, what amazes me is that government didn't have someone that knew what was going on, because I know what's going on and I've known what's been going on for years. AI seems to have just, I don't know, hurdled laws. It's just gone, right, oh, that's the law, but let's jump over that and ignore it all. And by the time everybody notices, it's going to be 10 years too late. And we've got all of the copyright material in the world that we've fed to AI, and it's now redistributing it as it sees fit, given different prompts. And then people, this is what I don't understand, people then think that they've created that. But yeah, go back to my NASA example. You haven't created it. You've just asked something to give you something, and it's gone to what it's been fed and just fed you that. So yeah, what a complicated issue this is. But I mean, this is it. I'm more than happy to try and explain this to people in the government who might be a little bit older and don't really understand what's happening and how far gone it is. But yeah, and there are people that know a lot more about it than me. So I'd say that I've got quite a basic knowledge of it, but even the knowledge that I've got, it's not rocket science to know what's going on. That there's potentially in the future millions, billions of copyright claims and potential court cases and lawsuits because AI has fed somebody something from somebody else's song that they own. Anyway, that's the discussion for tonight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Always interested to know your point of view. But if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!